Hello everyone, let's talk about my favorite ship, the Enforcer. For any of you unfamiliar, the Enforcer is currently a Tier 2 ship in the Xeric Industries line, and is designed to be used as a close-range brawler, meaning you generally want to be within, say, 8k when actually you're engaging somebody. The Enforcer also excels at capturing forward stations and mining bases thanks to its cap mod drone, which hinders enemy capping attempts and helps allied capping attempts. Now that we've got that brief introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the actual game that's going on. At the start of this round, as in the start of all others, you want to make sure you're focusing on capping mineral bases, because minerals get you levels, which get you power, which lets you win. Now, at least at the start of this match, we have two snipers on our team, with the one in our lane falling into the very easy trap of just sitting there and doing damage. Now, while you should be moving forward and trying to cap, I understand it is super easy to just sit there and do damage with a sniper. I don't blame anybody that does this because, well, I do it too, even though I really know I shouldn't. So we see something very interesting from the enemy team. There is a frigate that is breaking away right now and just immediately going for our forward base to harass our sniper. This is, of course, something that the frigate absolutely excels at, as it is a very small, very quick ship, perfectly suited to harassment jobs. And while it isn't the most DPSingest ship out there, it is certainly something you can't ignore, as it will melt you if you don't pay attention to it. So having captured the first mining base and knowing that I really won't be able to keep up with that frigate, I go ahead and move to the second mining base, which has a hunter waiting at it. Now as we engage this hunter, we hear the telltale sound of an assassin cloaking and then jumping to us.
Intel confirms the enemy are attacking a station.
It's important when you hear an assassin jump on top of you that you start moving either up or down, as turret placement on the top and bottom of the assassin are not mirrored, so by moving between either of those planes you are going to confuse the aiming system, thusly resulting in you taking less damage and hopefully not a full ambush to the face. Unfortunately, that hunter is still here, so we have to contend with both ships attacking us, and while I would like to capture this point, we have to deal with that incoming damage. So seeing as he scares my sniper more, I choose to go after the assassin. Unfortunately, we eat enough of an ambush that we need to bug out of here. Thankfully, we have boost. If you ever have to get out of a sticky situation as an enforcer, boost combined with home jump is an excellent way to save your skin. While we repair, we have time to figure out where we need to go next, which happens to be Alpha as they are pushing our forward station. Lucky for us, there's a cheap kill on the other side. With that, we can see that one of his allies has bugged out, and the other is trying to cap that first mining station. So since there is no immediate threat, my first concern is to capture this forward base so that our home base can be protected from any early capture done on it, as you can't undo home base capture. It is at this point in the game that I noticed we had two snipers, so I decide to leave this forward base to them as they're moving forward, and we can go and capture this forward mining base. Now right now that sniper is firing wildly, attempting to find that assassin that was on that mining base. It's gonna end up not happening. Now your first instinct might be to try and find the assassin yourself, but if you don't have a detect drone, it's not going to matter. Since he's got low health as indicated by his decoy right there, we have levels and relatively high health, and there's a nice juicy level 0 sniper right there. I doubt that assassin is going to attack us.
We have control of the station.
Start maneuvering as soon as you hear that jump to sound, but as you can see, the assassin isn't on us, so he's really not our problem. He's going to die very quickly with that health, so all we really need to focus on is continuing to get caps. While capturing this midpoint, we have plenty of time to see that the enemy is moving forward in beta, so going there is going to be our next move. As soon as we make it into the sector, we can see two targets, a frigate far off and a hunter up close. So let's deal with the closer threat first. We swing into this forward base to get ourselves a level, and then engage the hunter. Now the taser that I just used right there does two things. One, it silences the enemy ship for 2 seconds, meaning they can't use any abilities, and two, it also slows them. You need to try and save your taser to prevent abilities that will stop ships from taking damage. So right there I used my taser to stop that hunter from potentially blinking away. If I hadn't used it on that hunter, I would have used it on this frigate to stop him from bringing up his screen. That 2-second silence is more than enough for a full volley of escalate to go off. So generally you want to do a 1-2 punch with your taser and then escalate, and hopefully get all of your damage on target. Now right before we get to this mid-mining base, an enemy hunter engages on us. In situations like this, you can't panic and you have to focus on the objective. They own this mineral base, so they're getting minerals. We need to take it from them. So even though we're engaging this hunter right here, we are staying inside of the capture bubble. Since he never enters the capture bubble except for that brief moment, he only stops our capture for that brief moment, which nets us the capture and the kill in very, very short order. Now right here, I make a mistake, and instead of repairing, which is what I should have done, I immediately jump into gas to try and capture it.
Another jump completed.
With my low health and the fact that the scalpel beam has perfect accuracy, we are finished off very quickly, costing us any chance at gas 1. Once we're back up, we head back into beta, only to find there are 2 enemy ships there, both with gas 1. Not a fight you want to do one-on-one. So in this instance, the smart choice is retreat. You're not going to win a 2-on-1 fight when both enemies have full health and gas 1. It's just not a smart engage. But as soon as we hear that enemy ship jump away, it's now a 1-on-1 and we have the potential to win a fight. So the frigate is a small and hard to hit opponent, so what we need to do is get right on top of it with blink to target, tase it to stop its screen, and then punch it right in the face.
We are about to break out.
Right after our tase escalate combo, the frigate brings up its screen to prevent any further damage. Now, while the screen blocks 100% of damage that hits it, it does exist in front of the frigate, so it is in fact possible to get between the frigate and its screen. So we can do just like we did there, get close, and luckily he also looked away, so thereby guaranteeing us the kill. Unfortunately, as soon as we down one frigate, another shows up with a hunter buddy this time. We don't want to fight this 1v2, so let's bug out.
New target online.
Now the enemy hunter and frigate both followed us, so unfortunately with our health being as low as it is, all we can really do is try and keep that station in between us and them. Luckily, this frigate is actually focusing on that sniper next to us, so we can finish him off while taking minimal damage from that hunter, whilst a friendly hunter has also jumped in. So with that frigate low, we engage on the enemy hunter. Land a full escalate. Thankfully, our hunter bro is there to assist us in getting this kill, and also protect us from that enemy frigate, which surely would have finished us off. Now, seeing as the enemy team is pushing Alpha, we go ahead and turn all of the cap on this first mining base back towards us, and then make a beeline for Alpha. Now, as soon as we arrive, an enemy assassin makes a mistake that we can capitalize on. When you touch an enemy capture zone when cloaked as an assassin, you will be uncloaked. So I'm able to capitalize on the fact that this assassin got uncloaked and finish him off, but not before wasting my taser on him. From there, we move on to a frigate who is facing somebody other than us, thereby granting us access to his starboard side, and then engage on an enemy enforcer that our sniper buddy has decided to chew on a bit. When an enemy enforcer boosts away like that, you have one of two choices. You can either follow him, or you can ignore him. I choose to ignore him, as we have friendly ships in the lane, his health is low, and there are objectives to be captured.
However, on our way to this mining base, Gas 2 comes up, which is a huge boost to our team, so I figure why not go and capture that. While we were capping gas, an enemy frigate decided to try and get cute and capture our forward base. But that wasn't a very wise decision. It is at this time that I realize both of our snipers have quit, and this is now a 3v5. However, even when the odds are stacked against you, you can't panic. So we capture this mining base and then engage the enemy ships.
Target online. Intel confirms the enemy are attacking the station.
Now since that enemy enforcer and hunter put out the hurt, now would probably be a good time for us to go and repair. However, it is at this time that an enemy assassin chooses to make its presence known. Thanks to a quick mashing of the control button, we are able to avoid all but one rocket from that initial volley. Thinking the assassin was going to jump to its decoy right there, we fired towards it, trying to find the assassin, but fail. Then the assassin jumps and fires again, but we are able to react in time, still taking some damage, but a lot less than they wanted us to. We eat a volley of rockets, thankfully without ambush, almost killing us, but not quite. We are able to keep track of the assassin since he did move quick enough. Then as soon as he fires again, we are able to blink to target to avoid all damage and finish off the assassin. Well, almost all damage. Now since the match was 3v5, I had kind of given up at this point, but that is a bad thing to do. As soon as I saw that my team was actually defending the base, I said, hey, I need to get on top of that, and I choose to go instead and turn the base in alpha. While capturing these bases back, I see that there is a frigate moving in to try and assault our base, so I figure we should take care of him. So once again, you go with the 1-2 combo. You blink in with blink to target, you tase him to prevent him from bringing up the screen, then you attack him. Then if you look on the right of the screen, you can see what I was talking about earlier, in that the screen is very far away from the frigate, so you can easily get between the frigate and its screen to take it out. So since there are no hostiles, we go and cap things, but as soon as we see that gas is coming up, we make a beeline there. Another tip for the enforcer, whenever you boost and jump, your momentum will be carried through when you jump. So if you're in the middle of your boost going plenty fast and you jump to the next location, you will not be at a dead stop when you jump to that new location. Now unfortunately for us, while we were relatively quick to react to gas, the enemy team was very much on top of what they needed to do, and their entire team was there, so that's gonna get us killed. But remember, when you're in a situation where you know you're going to die, don't just give up and kill yourself faster by trying to jump away. Stay and do as much damage as you can, because each point of damage you do is a little bit of time that they're either going to have to spend repairing or damage you won't have to do when you respawn. Thankfully at this point we have a full team of 5 again, so hopefully things should start going better overall. While respawning, we can see that the enemy team is starting to push alpha, so as soon as we pop back up, that's where we're going to go. Now, as soon as we land on this forward base, we see that there are 2 scalpel beam equipped frigates engaging with this flagship. Now, the scalpel beam pays for its excellent accuracy with damage. It's not nearly as damaging as the multi-shot, but you can hit it accurately from much farther away. But the fact that those frigates are so scared of that flagship is their downfall. While the screen is focused on the flagship, we are able to get behind one frigate, and then a friendly ship jumps in to take care of the other. Safe in the knowledge that those frigates have been taken care of, we are allowed to move and take objectives. With the enemy now pushing beta and all of our allies in alpha, the smart move is to go to beta. We then find an enemy enforcer on cruise control and get ourselves a free kill. We then find an enemy hunter in lane, and as we don't know what kind of blink he has, we need to bait it out of him to make sure that we make the right tactical decisions. As the enemy hunter blinks in, we can see that he was about 8k away, which is the distance of your default blink. He then gives us his backside for a moment, which is good for us as he only has one turret pointing at that particular location. Now ideally what we should have done is used our taser right there to stop the hunter from blinking away, but he chooses to blink to an open location anyway, so luck is on our side and we can just continuously hit him. Once again, the enemy hunter makes the mistake of giving us his rear, thusly giving us maximum safety. Now our friendly brawler is engaged with that frigate, and while that isn't an ideal match for him, it's not one that he can't easily win. So instead of turning back to help him, we need to push objectives, so that's what we do. As soon as gas pops up, we head for gas. Remember when taking gas that as soon as you get gas, you need to make it out of there as fast as possible, because gas is allowing you to take objectives faster, so you should take as many objectives as you can. If you don't have to stay there and fight, don't stay there and fight. Instead, focus on winning the game. Now as we move to the third mineral base, an enemy frigate engages us. Now this frigate does the smart thing and keeps its distance. With the frigate at range, we can't jump to it, nor can we hit it with a ranged escalate, so we basically have to ignore it, and so just focus on the cap. As soon as we can, we get into cover, and this is where the frigate makes its mistake. While focusing on us, it's ignoring that friendly brawler, allowing that brawler to get its harpoon on the frigate. Once the frigate has changed its focus to the brawler, we are allowed free shots on it as its screen is no longer facing us. As soon as we finish off one, a second one shows up. However, this one focuses on us, allowing the brawler to get the kill. While we repair, our brawler buddy decides to YOLO the enemy base. As soon as we land, we can see that he's had some success engaging this enemy hunter, so we can jump in and assist. Unfortunately, as we take out the enemy hunter, an enemy assassin comes in to clean up our brawler friend. As we don't see any enemy ships besides the assassin, once we take him out, we can hang out a little bit to get some capture progress on the enemy base. Just as we settle in, an enemy frigate shows up, but it's probably not a good idea to deal with him right now, so let's bug out and take an objective instead. After capturing this forward base and repairing, gas had come up, so we decided to go there and secure that to help secure victory. Unfortunately, the enemy team had a lever, so it was 4v5, and with all of my team sieging the enemy base, gas buff 3 was just enough to push them over the edge and end the match. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you found this video at least somewhat educational. If there's anything you guys would like to see, please feel free to request it in the comments below, or bug me on Twitter, or on my Twitch stream, and I hope to see you in the future.